my wrap up for my second build of the league, which is Kinetic Blast, Power Siphon, Herald Abuser, so I have 13 auras. Before I begin, I'll quickly do a map. It's not fully juiced because I don't want to like abuse the Headhunter too much.
They're getting closer. They will find you, and they will destroy.
My mana is spent.
So that was the map showcase. If you want to see more, I suggest checking out Manni. I will leave his profile or his link to his Twitch in the description. Because a week ago when I started with his build, I pretty much copied his at the time, and then since then I've obviously made some changes, like fitting his purities. So I'll quickly go over my build, my setup. I don't want to make this too long. I'm using 13 auras in total, 5 heralds, 3 purities, and then discipline, rat hatred, precision, and clarity. So pretty much the obvious ones. I mean, these are my tooltips, but tooltips don't really mean much. Gems, I have Val Grace and Val Haste and Flame Dash. Obviously I'm not using the actual auras, it's only for the Val counterparts. My 4-link clear skill, KB, damage of alive, wed, GMP. Then 6-link single target, power siphon, barrage support, damage of alive, wed, inspiration, and awaken and lightning. Ideally use awaken at cold, but I had 2 blue sockets, so I had to work with what I got. Also, if you don't want any single target, I mean, Power Siphon on a 4-link single target is also fine, because that was what I was doing previously. And then I had my KB and GMP. Pretty much you just swap KB and GMP with Power Siphon and Barrage if you're switching. And then I'd also switch Inspiration for Fork for your 6-link KB then. But this pretty much clears tier 19 maps even, so I just kept it on a 4-link and kept this on a 6-link, so I was farming Shaper with this, so it's fine. Shield, I have Discipline, Hatred, and Wrath, because it's a socket of gems have 15% reduced mana reservation. Then my gloves, I have Purity of Lightning, Enlighten, Herald of Agony, and Precision. Purity of Ice, Purity of Fire, Clarity, and another Enlighten. Then my rings, I have Herald of Thunder here, Herald of Purity, and on the rolls of the ring I have Herald of Ice, and then here I have Herald of Ash. So that's how I got all my auras and two setups here, a single target and a clear skill. I mean, obviously now I'm pretty sure I can remove some and still have enough mana to cast. Like, I don't know if I can get rid of both. Yeah, I probably can't get rid of both, but like I have a decent amount of mana. I mean, my KB costs 42, Power Siphon 24, so I have a decent amount of mana to work with. I'll go over my gear. So Fizz Wand with some Wed, it's pretty decent, not too great because it's an opal wand, so it's a low attack speed base, but I mean it did the job. Crown of the Inward Eye, Discipline reservation, you can get any reservation on this. I mean I'd suggest getting either a Purity or like something big like Hatred or Wrath or something, so get that. Then I mean the amulet, obviously Solstice Vigil for the 4 times buff effect on everything, especially Headhunter buffs. Then obviously Headhunter. Then the rings, this one pretty much I just got any Herald, so I got Herald of Ice here. Pretty much just to save 1 socket. I got a bit of damage here, but not too impactful. Then this one I got Herald of Ash and Assassin's Mark. Pretty much you just got a Shaper Ring with Assassin's Mark, and then an Elder Ring with Herald of Ash and you Awaken Orb together. And I mean if you get something else, like I got some ES, it's pretty decent, so That's all you do. Gloves, Bread Stellar, so you can use another allocation for more mana reduced. Boots, again, it's just Awaken Orb. You want Tailwind and avoid ailments. So you just, get one boot with Tailwind, one with avoid ailments, Awaken Orb together, and if you get something else, great. If you don't, then you pretty much have boots like I do. Chest, also Awaken Orbed. I got Attack Crit and Explode mod. The most important thing is the Explode mod. Attack Crit is nice if you have the money to get it as well. And then whatever else you get. This one rolled pretty good because I got ES on it. So, I think I've spoken over Crown. Then Shield. The main thing you really need is the Solgara Gems have reduced mana reservation. If you get ES on block, great. If you get high ES, even greater. But the only thing you really need is the first line on this. I think that's all the gear. On my amulet I have one slinger allocated, which I'll go over the skill tree as well. This pretty much just means that reductions to spell damage also apply to attacks, so it gives me quite a bit of damage. Then my 3, it's pretty much travel nodes. I have 3 clusters, one here, and one here. Then obviously I pick up all the aura nodes on the way. I also pick up this, since I'm level 100, so I add some extra points. All the aura here, Zealot's Oath, and then an aura node here. And these 3 points will give you some damage, but it's especially for the avoid ailments, because with this node, and then I have here 2 smalls with flexible sentry, which gives you 25 avoid ailments, and then on my boots, so I'm ailment immune. Then here I have a small jewels with pure aptitude, which is reduced the reservation of Fury of Lightning. Now ideally I didn't have this first, and if I started getting some reduced mana on these jewels, I could totally drop this, because now if I remove this, you can see I still have all my auras, but I have 32 mana. So if I got more reduced mana reservation on these jewels, then I'll have enough mana to work with, and I don't need this, and I can put those 2 points here, and my ES will jump to 8.6k. But currently I haven't invested yet in these jewels, so I'm working with what I got. So for now I got to use this to have enough mana to work with. So then obviously the jewels, you want to try and corrupt them for reduced mana reserved, which the only ones I'm still missing, I'll go over my jewels. So this one has it, this one doesn't. Then these, I haven't corrupted them yet because they were a bit expensive, but that was like my next plan with the build. Here I'm also using a 5 passive voices. Then here I have a 3 passive one. It's not that big. I'm gonna go D&D because. So again, here as well, Heraldry, Purposeful Harbinger. On these three as well. I probably could change one, but I haven't bothered. And then here again, I just looked for jewels with 2 or 3 mods. I got most of them for like 5 to 15 chaos, and then I just spam corrupted them till I got reduced mana. And these are pretty much the ones that worked. And then here I'm using Intuitive Leap, so you get your charges and some extra stuff, mana and ES. Here I have Watcher's Eye. This cost me 11x, so it was a pretty good deal since both of those are pretty good for me. Then here I have Conquerors with reduced mana. Well, this cost me a lot of money since at first I didn't want to pay 5x for it, so I was like, yeah, I could probably corrupt one, get it pretty easily. Corrupted over 70, didn't get it, and then ended up buying it for 5x anyway. So here I'm actually using a large cluster because I had the extra points and I thought may as well get some notables here, because I got this 30% Wrath and Hatred, which is pretty good. This gives me 5% pen and mana, which mana gives me ES since I'm a guardian. And then this one, third node, ideally I had something else, but it's not too bad to get blind as well, so pretty much immortal on this build, but it doesn't help, it doesn't matter to get some extra blind or something. Then here I do have a Corrupted Blood on Endbringer one. This one's also Endbringer since I don't need Heraldry anymore. My Heralds have been 0% for a while now. Then again, reduced mana jewel. So I think that's everything. Flasks, Zero's Promise, Dying Sun, Cinder Swallow, Alchemist Quicksilver Adrenaline, and a Curse Removal Diamond Flask. You can probably swap this for Ball of Fate, but it's really not needed. I think that's everything. I got Pantheon. I got this, because why not? It gives me some more Fizz mitigation, but you already have so much mitigation. and then I got this to cannot be blinded. So my ascendancy, obviously Guardian. This is one of the nerfs that's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose a lot of ES because of this. I mean, I have 8k now, but now my auras I have like 2k. So here fizz mitigation and regen, some resists. I'm not even using the more damage. I was thinking to get a what's it called, animate guardian, so I can like profit from that. But I mean, I don't really have the sockets, and the animate guardian is just gonna die because I was doing tier 19 map, so I didn't bother. And then this gives me block, which is nice for my shield because I get ES on block. I think that's everything. Now I'll quickly go over. I mean, most of you've probably heard it's getting nerfed, but to be fair, I think a lot of people are overreacting, and a lot of people were panic selling stuff last night. And I tried to be like buy stuff, but I couldn't because the trade API was super bad. Obviously, I didn't sell anything because, well, first of all, even if I wanted to, I couldn't since the trade API was messed up last night. Second of all, a lot of people were panic selling, and honestly, the majority of the Herald stacking builds are nearly unaffected or very slightly affected because it's still gonna be super OP and super broken. Like especially voices. I wanted to buy another 3 passive yesterday, but I couldn't because the trade API was so slow. And this morning they went back up again because people realized that like most of this stuff, the voices and the Herald stuff, is pretty much unchanged. And everything from your auras, you'll still have 90 all res with purities, like most of that's unchanged. The things that really hurt is, I mean, for example, my setup, this is a mapping setup, it's not a boss killer. So I'm using Solstice, which the main thing is for the 4x Headhunter buffs, which, to be fair, for most mapping you don't even need, since this build already is pretty fast without it. But if you really want the buffs, which I probably might do, is go self-curse again. But that's the main thing is getting nerfed. Another thing is like Tailwind, for example, which, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still gonna have Tailwind. It's just not gonna be 4x like strong. And I think some Headhunter buffs also got multiplied. And I know some people were doing stuff with golems or something and got multiplied. And then of course Guardian, I mean, this here got multiplied from the aura effect. So a lot of people are gonna lose quite a decent amount of ES, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. So the nerfs are not that bad. It's still gonna be playable. It's still gonna be great. But that being said, what my plans are, since I mean I finished this character to 100, so I was gonna roll another one anyway, and I kind of wanna, I think now the next one, assuming the nerfs come, and assuming, I mean, like I said, this is still gonna work, right? But obviously I'm gonna make changes, and my plan was if I wanted to go self curse again, like I bought this one. Like these I still had, and I still had most of my curse jewels. I still have more somewhere. I think here. Yeah, I mean they're obviously not 5x, but I just priced them because people were PMing me yesterday for them. Because a lot of things yesterday, like my biggest issue was not like selling stuff, but buying stuff. Because I sold my Val mask for 2x with the temp chains, and they went back up to 20 since the announcement yesterday. A lot of self-cursing stuff went up. I mean, I still had most of my gear, but you know, some of it I sold. I managed to get this for I think 1x or I got it for 2x or something. So that was decent. But I haven't decided if I want to go self-curse yet. But my plan was, because the heraldry stuff is still gonna be OP. But then if I want to go self-curse as well, well, first of all I'll need other voices, because the curse jewels are also mediums. So, and I think my next ascendancy I'm gonna go occultist, because that'll let me swap out the explode chest, and it'll give me like I think 25% curse effect. So I might try to go self curse with the heraldry stuff, so like, and get all the auras, and then I'll maybe use Sakowal's chest for the reduced mana. But and then I mean I have a lot of ideas because I also want to use curses then, because I mean you're getting all the curse effect anyway. So, but I think I won't have the sockets first of all. So, and plus I still haven't even decided if I really will go self curse, because I might just do something like this again and not bother with the 4x Headhunter buffs. So we will see. But I mean I got the gear for this still. I got some self curse gear of jewels. I think I also bought the hubris. Yeah, so I also bought a hubris with self curse. I mean I got it for 7x, which, you know, unluckily, because yesterday I could have got them for 1x, but it didn't work. And then I also, I've been trying to get a glorious with a lot of curse effect, but I've tried so many. I've even been divining them. I was trying them on my miner because I also have the witch socket, and I've been trying on these 3 sockets. Because ideally, I think to make it work, I really need a glorious vanity with a lot of curse effect. Because then I can just use 1 voices for. I mean, it'll probably work without the glorious vanity now that I think about it. But I mean, we will see. I'll keep you guys updated because I think someone asked before how to go self curse again. So I mean, that video won't be out till at least a day after the nerfs, and that's even if I decide to go self curse. But anyway, that was this build. It's pretty broken, I would say, and my version isn't even the broken one. I think Empyrean Gaming's version is pretty much the most absurd one I've seen. He was like walking around the Cirrus storms, like inside them, and he was really taking damage. And on top of that, he's also a very good mapping, and his damage is just insane. So I think his version is probably my favorite one. But Manni's version is the one I choose to follow because he's a mapper, I'm a mapper, so worked out. Anyway, see ya next time.
So the 5 new subs again for Plaza. I appreciate it.